In Ruby, as many other programming languages, we have two types of methods. One's called instance methods, and the other one is called class methods. So in this lesson, we'll learn about instance methods. So let's start creating a new file called bank_account.rb. Open it, and today we're going to learn a new concept called a class. So what's a class? It's just a way of representing the real world in our programs. It's part of the object-oriented programming paradigm. So we create a class for represent an object. There is the entity that represents an object once we want to create one object of that class. So words are very confusing, so let's start creating an example. So we're going to create a representation of the real world of a bank account. So for create a new class, we use the keyword class and the name of the class. So bank account, we use this special notation that is called camel case. That means that each word of the name begins in a capital letter. This began okay. So now that we have our class defined, we need to create an initialize method that's going to initialize the class or the object once we instantiate it. So let's create a method called initialize. It's going to receive the params in order to initialize our bank account. So what do we need in order to create a bank account? So far we just need a name. So the purpose of this function is to set everything to 0. So here we are going to learn a new concept called instance variable that is represented with a special notation. So let's begin with the balance variable. So as you can see here, we have a new symbol that begins to a variable. This means this is a property of the class. This is a special variable that we type here for the class. So this is like a property or like an attribute of the class. So once we create a bank account, we want our balance to be set to 0, and our name is gonna be equals to the name we receive in this parameter. So now that we have our initialize method already set up, let's instantiate our bank account. So let's go ahead and create a new variable outside of the class called bank account. It's equal to, let's instantiate our class bank account. Next, the dot and the word new. So this new is going to call the initialize method. So it asks a name parameter, so we just need to send the name. So the name is the name of the titular of the account or the owner. So it's question. Let's inspect this variable to see what's going on. So let's go ahead and call the Ruby interpreter and the name of the file bank account.rb, and let's see what happened. Okay, we need to add a put here statement here in order to see the inspect. Okay, so you can see here we have here the name of the class, a serial ID of the in the memory. This is just irrelevant at this moment. Okay, so now we can see the variables we just defined in the class. So we have here our name, our balance set to 0 as we specified in our initialize method, and the name is Sebastian that we passed in the parameter that was received here and assigned here. Now it would be amazing if we could just call a method for add money to our bank account and other method for withdraw money of our bank account. So let's create those methods right now. So define them, def So the first one is going to be called a deposit. Deposit is going to receive an amount. So it's going to receive an amount. That's the amount we are going to add to our balance. So now balance equals, plus equals. We need to accumulate these amount. So we save, and let's create another method. The method that withdraw. So it also receives an amount. Okay, and now our balance less equal minus equal amount. So but this time we're going to do a different exercise. Instead of just run it from here, let's do like this. And what I'm gonna do is load this class into the IRB console. So let's go ahead. Go inside the IRB console. Let's call the command load. And then inside the quotes, the simple quotes, we give the path to our bank account file. This dot means the current directory. So current directory, then the bank account.rb file. So okay, sorry, it's not this load. Okay. So now it is true. Well, it seems that it still recognizes this. Maybe I forgot to say when I deleted the part when we were instantiating the class. But okay, it says true. Now we have our bank account class loaded into our IRB. So let's create here in our IRB a new bank account instance. So bank account equals to account. Okay, it's a capital bank account that new. Let's give it a name, Sebastian. Okay, so we have here our object with the balance set to 0 and Sebastian. The name is Sebastian. So now we can call our methods we define here. So let's call a deposit some amount of money. So bank account that deposit. So the deposit, and we need to send an amount. Let's send $100. Okay, so if we check our bank account that inspect. So if we try to inspect our bank account right now, so you can see our balance is now set to 100. Now let's try to withdraw some amount of money. So bank account, withdraw, and let's withdraw 50. And now bank account that inspect. And now our balance is set to 50. You can see here that it says that the 50 we withdrew is returned here. That's why, that's because the last line of our method is the return of the method. We saw that in the last lesson. So deposit and withdraw are instance methods. Instance methods are methods that we call on our instance. So we have an instance of our bank account class in our bank underscore account variable, and we call that method to that instance. So that's why it's called instance method. So the next lesson we're going to talk about class methods. As always, don't forget to follow me as Bastian Belandia in Twitter, Race Karate also on Twitter, Facebook, Race Karate. Always keep an eye on racekarate.com where you will find the transcript of this video, and thanks for subscribing to our channel. See you next